Now, classical orchestra are swapping Beethoven and Bach for some good old rock and roll.
The orchestra of the Swan from Stratford-upon-Avon have been handpicked to tour with 90s indie rock band James.
Tonight they're at the Symphony Hall in Birmingham, and Ben Sidwell's there for us now. Ben.
Just have a look at this. Awe-inspiring, isn't it? I think this is one of the best concert halls anywhere in the country, the Symphony Hall. Now, they're used to having classical performances here, and a number of bands play here as well, but it's very rare to have both on the same stage on the same night. But that's what's happening this evening with James and Orchestra of the Swan. And on Friday, I was lucky enough to go to rehearsals, which happened to be in Redditch, to find out how this collaboration all came about. It's not often that classical and rock musicians perform together, but when James take to the stage at the Symphony Hall in Birmingham this evening, they'll do it with a choir and a 25-piece chamber orchestra from Stratford-upon-Avon.
It's sounding fantastic. I mean, we stand there. Sometimes you can see band members tearing up and getting very moved. There's more emotional heft with an orchestra, with a choir, with the violins, with the cellos. You just get carried away. It's easier to lose yourself.
The idea came about when James and an orchestra played a one-off charity concert 2 years ago. The Orchestra of the Swan was specifically selected by the man who's written all the arrangements for these songs.
There's a lot of really hard-working, great, classy chamber orchestras, of which Orchestra of the Swan is one, and I've worked with them in the past. Really like their spirit, their playing, you know, and everything about the way they go about the business. So I thought they'd be an ideal group to work with.
It's something different to get our teeth into, and with the more classical programmes we always try and find a different edge on it, so working with James is great because it allows us to let our hair down.
The big production for this tour is a long way from the early 1990s when James were at the height of their success. For Orchestra of the Swan, it's a chance to play some of the biggest concert halls in the country.
I think it's a really good thing for as Orchestra of the Swan, and it's really different from having music on the page and sort of sticking to that, so it's really liberating.
They're having great fun, and I think they're enjoying being taken out of the penguin suit straitjacket.
Just how much fun the audience at the Symphony Hall will find out later this evening. Well, with me is David Curtis, Artistic Director for Orchestra of the Swan. This is great for the orchestra. Just how big is it?
It's fantastic. I mean, this is a UK-wide tour, finishing up in the Albert Hall. Doesn't get much bigger than that, but it doesn't get much more beautiful than here in Symphony Hall. And to be able to collaborate with a band like James, it's a fantastic experience for the orchestra.
And I mean, it does literally, just in a word, puts you on the map, doesn't
it? It's tremendous. I mean, the orchestra's got a growing national, international reputation, and I hope the audience tonight will hear an orchestra and maybe it'll break down a few ideas about what an orchestra really is. But this is great.
Well, it's fantastic, and their home performance as well. Should be a great night in Birmingham.
Thanks a lot, Ben.
Indeed.
It's weather time now. Shafali's here.